the Labyrinthian, or at least my version of this ancient maze. Welcome to my roost, to the wing of the crow. I am a luminary just like the others, though I'm the youngest of our number by far. Right now, my fable lacks a fitting end. I hope that you and Nalia can change that. Pin feathers, mortal. When we first met, I didn't know your quality. I spent many years in solitude, guarding and hoping to guide. Now, here we are. You, a worthy inheritor to Ulfsild's legacy. Me, the proctor in your trial. Are you ready to begin? I shaped my domain to be the perfect trial space, based on Shalador's Labyrinthian. It will finally prove you are the one I have awaited. Showcase what you have learned in your journey to master scribing. We start here, in the Luminary Antechamber. Ulfsild named us Luminaries, magical lights in the darkness. This puzzle asks you to set braziers ablaze in honor of that name. Just think back to your time with the dragon. You know everything you need to complete this puzzle. Good luck.
This is amazing. The Labyrinthian, the real one anyway, was built by Shalador to test potential archmages. And now here we are. I overheard. And she mentioned the dragon. Do you think it's another riddle? Magnus, I hope so. I bet this is an opportunity for you to use Ulfsild's lens to get things started. I'm here to help, my friend. Just talk to me if you need a quick way to put out the flames and start again. I've got a spell for that. Here we go. Be the riddle solved this.
Use your power responsibly.
Act with
The gate
justice.
just went up. You did it! Beautiful. But I bet that's a quick trip down.
Hello, friends. You're not meant to go straight down. That's why I'm here. It's you! Hi, it's me. When the Griffin told me you'd entered the Crow's Wing, I knew you needed me. After all, Ulfsild told me you would. I'm supposed to help you get past this next bit. Yes, see? Just like your knight said, we're pretty high up in the air. The way forward is on the far side of this maze chasm thing. The path to get there is very narrow, and invisible, and mostly marked by scent. But that's why I'm here. There are a couple of wards along the way. You reveal and break them, and I can dig to reveal the path. Easy. Remember, we have to move quick. And, don't look down. I can sniff out the path as you break the wards. Dig. Here's a focal point to start you off. Watch your step. Follow close and go quick. This is so fun! Sorry, friends, we're almost there. Almost done. Oh, we made it! We were so high up. That was so much fun. You did great. This is where I leave you. I know you can do it. Good luck.
Some of those unstable orbs again, blocking our path. There must be a way to clear a path. Try looking around for a focal point. That did it! Keep an eye out. Could be anything in here.
Adventurer, welcome to the end. You've overcome innumerable challenges, and you stand poised to fulfill the legacy left behind by Ulfsild all those years ago. You are the Inheritor of the Scholarium. You've collected grimoires, scoured the world for scripts, and scribed powerful spells and skills. You have power, Inheritor, and I want to see you demonstrate it. No matter how clever or compassionate we are, we must fight for what we believe in. Gather your feathers, use what you've learned on your journey, and defeat the beast of the maze. Good luck. Rise, Ithelia!
A fight, is it? This I can do.
Prove your worth.
Watch out!
Auterioth could meet no more fitting end. Inheritor, you've come all this way on the wings of fables. Let me tell you one final story. In the last days of the Scholarium, Ulfsild's heart was filled with sorrow. Ulfsild gave up so much to develop the art of scribing. The Scholarium was her home, and the luminaries were her family. On the precipice of losing everything, she spread her wings and soared. She enacted a rite, the ultimate act of scribing. She gathered every scrap of evidence she found during her time with the luminaries, and created one of her own. A wellspring of magic, the heart of the Scholarium, was expended through the scribing altar, and I was born. The scribing rite flashed the Archmage's mind upon the gathered power, and so I am her from that moment. I went from woman to crow, and had precious little time to speak with myself before the Scholarium was torn away. I am the crow, a piece of Ulfsild left behind to see scribing passed to you, to the world.
The luminaries. Look!
She wisely used her power to ensure her legacy.
Ulfsild's keen mind ensured you could follow in her footsteps.
She was a fierce protector, defiant for what she cared about most.
Her compassion lifted everyone around her, just as it lifted you.
I am the shadow of a singular person, a being born in sorrow, but filled with hope. I have soared on the winds of magic for centuries to be here with you today, Inheritor. I was Ulfsild, it's true, but after all these years, I much prefer my feathers. Only two things remain: who will tend to the Scholarium, and the location of the final sigil, the last bit of power needed to amplify the altar. I have watched you and Nalia as you have struggled through the trials. Life is a maze. Legacies are a blessing, and the burdens of both should not be endured alone. You are a master of scribing, but I can already sense other adventures await you. Indeed. Nalia, Knight of the Lamp. Do not shirk from my gaze. You have proven yourself, side by side, through challenges of the mind and heart. I would have you take up the mantle of the Scholarium's librarian, its master. Excellent. Then that just leaves my sigil. Ulfsild's sigil. After she completed the rite and left me to safeguard the Scholarium, she took that symbol with her. I sense its final resting place, along the water's edge in the hold of Eastmarch.
Hang on. Me? Tend to the Scholarium? What will I tell the Rotary Commander? In the meantime, let me get that portal to Eastmarch going.
You'll do just fine, Knight. I will await both of you back at the altar.
I don't see a sigil, but she did leave us an echo. It's Ulfsild, but she looks older, happier.
It's been years since my time in the Scholarium, but I realized I never left a final message behind. As my life draws to an end, I've left a few things unsaid. I'm certain history won't carry on my name. I never sought recognition. I created scribing to understand magic better, to understand myself better. But of course, my journey did not end when I left the Scholarium. The ritual to create a luminary took an enormous toll. It took years to recover, and Shaladov was long gone by that point. It was a dark time, but it wasn't the end of my story. dark chapters are just that. Moments in time. Downturns in the tale. Things got better. I found new purpose. Students eager to learn. New partners in research, and new partners in life. When I was a young woman, I was obsessed with the Scholarium, with the power of the luminaries. As I cast this echo, surprised how easily the magic came back to me. I have much to be grateful for. I'm a respected hedge wizard in Skyrim. They know me only as a compassionate, wise teacher. Which brings me back to you. I know you didn't walk this path alone. I made sure of it. I hope it was worth it. Take from this place the sigil of the crow, and know that Ulfsild the Evergreen never forgot her magical friends. My days will end soon, I think, but they end happy. With me at my little desk, in my little home, scratching away in some journals. My story ends where it began. Now go and scribe your own.
I will. We will. I promise. Ulfsild gave up so much when she left the Scholarium behind. It sounds like she found her own path in the end. Makes me feel better about all of this. Well, the crow wants me to be the master of the Scholarium. She wants me to step into Ulfsild's boots. It's a bit overwhelming. Those are some big boots. But knowing how much Ulfsild dealt with, all she went through and struggled. You said it. Scribing, the Scholarium, it was her life's work. If I can help keep it going, maybe even bring it to others through the guild. I can think about that later. Let's get the sigil back to the altar. Finish what we started. One last portal for you, my friend. Ulfsild left behind the sigil. Your sigil. She had a long, happy life after the Scholarium, Pro.
I'm relieved to hear it. The altar is yours, Inheritor.
That's up to my colleague here. Nalia, what's your plan?
I think I'm going to stay on here. See what happens if we open the Scholarium to the world. You know what? I think maybe, just maybe, my parents might be impressed with me next time I go home to visit. I'm going to start by convincing the Votary Commander to keep me assigned here. Scribing is a lost art form because Ulfsild worked alone and in secret. If we open the doors of the library to the guild... If there's one thing about the adepts of the Mages Guild, they love an intellectual puzzle. Maybe someday, there might be an altar like this one in every guild hall across Tamriel. But that's for tomorrow. Today, we owe you an enormous thanks. The altar is completely restored. Every wing of the Scholarium is open and humming with power. And it's all thanks to you. Together, you and I returned scribing, returned Ulfsild's legacy to the world. I can't wait to see what you make of it. Pro, how would you feel about us opening our doors to the guild? Letting the world appreciate Ulfsild's legacy firsthand.
I believe Ulfsild the Evergreen would have loved that.
Amazing how far we've come since that day I first flagged you down. I'd like to think I played an integral part to all of this. Being loud enough to catch your attention certainly has its benefits.
I'm not easily impressed, adventurer, but you've lived up to expectations. Now that all the wings are open, I'm just itching for a chance to try scribing myself. Maybe write a paper or two. Who knows? The future looks bright, if dusty.
I really think Nalia's discovered her calling here in the Scholarium. Worry not, I'll back her up when she talks to the Votary Commander. Thank you for your role in all of this. It's been a singular opportunity, adventurer.
Don't worry, Inheritor. I'll continue to guide Nalia through the many challenges the Scholarium may present. If nothing else, who will help her keep the Netch in line?
With your quest done, it's time for me to check in with the guild. It'll take some time to get everything organized. Don't worry, I'll update you on my progress when I can. Just wish me luck with the Votary Commander.